Jungkook BTS's crazy comeback strategy in 2025 in the public spotlight. You might not believe it, but here's the reality. Jungkook of BTS has officially returned with a comeback strategy so crazy that it has completely shocked the global music industry ecosystem. How is it possible for a K-pop idol who has just completed his mandatory military service to overtake international market trends in just a matter of days? This question is now echoing in newsrooms and entertainment industry analysis around the world. After a fairly long public hiatus, Jungkook executed his comeback plan in a completely unconventional way. There were no excessive teasers, no dramatic countdowns, no concept leaks in the media. This strategy raised a big question. How can the public contain their curiosity if they are not given any hints? But that's where his team's genius lies. They used the silent storm strategy, a silent storm strategy that deliberately withholds all details, allowing thirst and curiosity to grow wildly among fans and the media. Then, when the official comeback was announced, Jungkook immediately shook the stage with two deadly moves. First, he launched a global collaboration single with 3 Grammy Awards producers in one song. Second, he released an MV with the largest production cost of his career, featuring cyber-futuristic visuals that even surpassed international MV standards. The public wondered, what prompted Jungkook to choose this extreme and unsafe concept? The answer lies with observers of the South Korean music industry strategy. They call this move an attempt to reposition Jungkook's brand post-military service to emphasize that he is not just an idol group member, but an independent global artist with world megastar standards. This strategy proved successful. In the first 72 hours, his comeback MV reached 120 million viewers on YouTube and broke into the top 3 of the Billboard Global 200. Meanwhile, global TikTok trends were filled with snippets of his dance challenge, which international choreographers considered a perfect blend of masculine power and fluid grace. However, behind the craziness of this comeback, there is a deeper question. How is this strategy put together? Apparently, Jungkook's management team used an AI-driven music trend analysis model to map the music preferences of the US, European, and Southeast Asian markets in real time over the past 2 years. They concluded that the international market is saturated with idol concepts that are similar to each other. This is what prompted Jungkook to appear different, abandoning the traditional teaser format and breaking the pattern of public consumption that was too predictable. In fact, his comeback promotion rejected all national variety show invitations in the first week of release. Jungkook chose to make his debut in the TEDx Youth Seoul Global Forum as a keynote speaker on the theme of creative bravery. This choice is not just intellectual image building. This strategy reinforces his image as an insightful artist, triggers a surprise effect among young professionals, and increases engagement vertically, not just horizontally among fandoms. In the second week, Jungkook appeared at the Glastonbury Festival in England, becoming the first Asian soloist to perform on the main stage at primetime equivalent to Coldplay and Dua Lipa. The festival recorded the highest number of viewers in its history, with 132,000 live viewers at the venue and 14 million streaming viewers. The question is, how can BTS, who have always performed as a group, now give such a big stage to one member? K-pop observers assess that this is proof of BTS's solid internal structure, because other members such as RM and J-Hope were seen watching live in the backstage area to support him. In addition, his digital promotion strategy is considered the most aggressive of his career. Jungkook and his team not only released official merchandise, but also launched an NFT album experience that provides digital access to exclusive VR concerts for limited buyers. This approach is not just a music strategy, but a digital entertainment corporation move with high selling value in the Asian and Middle Eastern markets. Of course, this comeback was not without controversy. Many Western musicians questioned how a Korean idol was able to break through to the main stage of a legendary festival in England with the status of a new soloist. However, the answer is clear. Jungkook has been preparing this project since 2 years before his military service, with vocal guide recordings stored neatly, waiting for the ideal execution time. This delayed launch strategy makes the public feel the results of mature production, not a sudden concept to chase trending. The impact is now starting to show. Digital album sales broke 6 million copies in a week, while his personal Instagram account grew by 8 million followers in 72 hours. Not only that, Forbes Korea placed Jungkook's comeback as the most impactful solo comeback of the year. Bloomberg Asia also called it an example of blueprint of post-military global takeover, which will be studied by other K-pop labels. So, one thing is clear, Jungkook BTS's comeback strategy in 2025 is not only crazy, but also revolutionary. He proves that global stars don't just appear on big stages, but have the genius to control the direction of the world's attention. And when an idol combines strategic intelligence, extraordinary talent, and personal integrity in one package, only one word is appropriate: irreplaceable. Imagine this. A Jungkook BTS who has just completed his military service suddenly breaks through to the stage of the Glastonbury Festival in England with the status of the first Asian soloist in prime time. But wait, are you really sure this is all real? Or is this just a narrative deliberately built to attract global attention and assert K-pop's supremacy in the eyes of the West? This question is important because if we review the previous K-pop idol promotion patterns, comeback strategies that are too perfect often raise suspicions about media engineering. Is it true that his MV cost the most in his career history? Is it true that his dance challenge was designed by 3 Grammy choreographers in one project, or just a small collaboration that was exaggerated for TikTok promotional purposes? Here, we need to be honest with ourselves. Why are we so easily impressed by the success narrative of a star? Why do we rarely demand verification data before sharing this news on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts? Is it true that Billboard Global 200 recorded it in the top 3 position in 72 hours? Or is this just an unconfirmed trending prediction? What is the actual number of digital album sales? 6 million copies in a week. Does this figure come from an official music distributor report or just a fandom claim? The public needs to realize that the entertainment industry has interests that are far greater than just music and art. They have target markets, target exposure, and target profits determined by capital investment in unimaginable amounts. So, if you hear news of Jungkook's comeback with all the excitement of numbers and titles, ask yourself, who spread this data first? Official media, agencies, or fan bases? Interestingly, Jungkook's comeback is said to have used AI-driven music trend analysis over the past 2 years. Is that true? Do label companies really invest in AI research that extensive just for one solo artist? Or is this part of the digital marketing jargon to add value to the exclusivity of the promotion? Have we ever seen details of the contract or official releases from the label that explain the trend research method transparently? Let's also think deeper. Did TEDx Youth Seoul really choose Jungkook as a keynote speaker because of his substantive and relevant speech material, or because they needed global public exposure for the sake of sponsors? On the other hand, does Jungkook himself realize that every step he takes is now in a labyrinth of global entertainment industry politics, not just a personal creative space? You have to understand one important fact. Every second of K-pop artist exposure outside of Korea is the result of calculation. There is no such thing as accidental success in an industry as big as this. Then, what if all the narratives we enjoy today are actually just a game of media sensationalism? What if the appearance at the international festival was just a side slot that was deliberately packaged as if it were prime time to build his global image? Have you watched the official documentation of the festival in its entirety, or just viral fancam snippets? We are still verifying a lot of data in the field. This information comes from various sources: TikTok, Twitter, Korean media, British media, and YouTube reaction videos. However, the truth still needs to be tested. Have you ever asked who first uploaded the news that Jungkook rejected variety shows for TEDx Youth? Did he really refuse, Or did he never get a variety show schedule because his global promo period was different from the national variety cycle? And regarding the blueprint of post-military global takeover predicate by Bloomberg Asia, have you read the article in full? Or just read the title quote on a K-pop update account on Twitter without checking the context of the discussion? If all of these comeback strategies are as open and successful as reported, then Jungkook has proven himself to be a mastermind of the global music industry. But if some of this narrative is just the result of media construction, how do you feel as fans and the general public? Will you continue to support without questioning, or start choosing to be critical and intelligent entertainment consumers? We are not saying that all of this comeback news is a hoax. However, we invite you to stop for a moment and think, who benefits from this excitement?